Good evening, everyone that is watching here at this point in time. It's your boy JC, and you are watching JCTV Africa and Zim Social Network. Welcome to this broadcast where we are bringing you the latest and we bring our analysis into this. And we would like you to be part of that. You are part of that, of the conversation. The conversation continues whether on JCTV Africa Twitter, JCTV Africa Facebook, JCTV Africa YouTube. We want you to be part of this journey. So tonight, we are tackling the issue of Moreblessing Ali. She has been missing since the 24th. Today is 30th, so it has been 5 days missing. So I initially didn't want to take up on the case until I get a confirmation from the police. But I thought, let us talk about this. And I'm going to take you back from those who are not aware of the situation. And I'm going to give my own analysis. But you also can give your own analysis in form of comments. You can actually bring your own thoughts about this matter. You can bring your voice note on the number that is on the screen. So you can send in your questions or what you want to ask about this whole issue. So in the meantime, we are going to dive into the case altogether. First of all, we want to look at what Fadzai Mahere said, the spokesperson for Triple C, earlier this week. Fadzai Mahere said, Fadzai Mahere released this statement earlier this week, and this statement reads, let me just read it here from my Twitter page. Miss Moreblessing Ali, 47 years of age, is a strong member of the Citizens Coalition for Change, who is a community leader in Ward 21, Chitungiza North. She is the mother of 2 children and has been involved in various community building activities. On the night of 24th of May, it is reported by eyewitness that who knows Moreblessing Ali well, that she was seized forcibly, shoved into a motor vehicle by Pius Jambo, who is a member of ZANU-PF. It is alleged that the half-brother of Simbachi Sango, who is also a ZANU-PF leader in Nyatsime area, they are both known for using violence and terror in the community. Moreblessing Ali's family was informed and enforced of the enforced disappearance on the 25th of May 2022, whereupon an official police report was made at Makoni police station. They learned that they then deployed. They learned that having been deployed to handle the police report, assisting investigation of the movement, subsequently referred it to Mashonaland East, where it was a further report was made under reference number 508384. On Saturday, 28th of May 22, a team of hundreds of citizens led by Triple C MPs, councillors, and community leaders conducted a search party for Moreblessing Ali and throughout the Nyatsime area. Regrettably, the search was not successful. Continued contact with the police has revealed that the chief suspect, Pius Jambo, is also on the run or for other criminal offenses. According to the information in the position of Triple C investigation team, Jambo is allegedly facing charges of murder and fraud together. Today, further investigation has revealed that chief suspect Jambo is hiding in Urungwe. The team has been dispatched to conduct the further search for him. You can go and check that on Fadzai Mahere's page. I don't want to exhaust all of it. But anyway, there is a contrast. There is a contrast between this report that has been made by Fadzai Mahere with the report that has been made by the police. It actually says a different narrative. If we go to, first of all, we want to go to a tweet by the government spokesperson, Mr. Nick Mangwana. Mr. Nick Mangwana tweeted this before the police posted or tweeted their own report. So let's see here what Nick Mangwana said. Let me just put that on the screen, and then we are going to continue. I was expecting to have one of the triple C youth wing leader, Mr. General Sarkozy, Stephen Chuma, to come and give us his side of the story. But let's go to Nick Mangwana's tweet. He is saying, Moreblessing Ali was drinking with a friend called Kerina Marion and had a dog. Moreblessing ex-boyfriend Pius Jamba came and provoked Moreblessing, saying her dog was annoying him, and then he fired slingshot towards the dog, missed and hit Kerina, the friend. Then there is now a... Okay, let me just remove this. There is now... sorry, I think maybe my... okay, here we go. I hope my there was no interference there. So what then the police report is saying is a little bit different, because if you check, it's saying ZRP police has taken note of various allegations and insinuations of disappearance of Moreblessing Ali on the 24th of May at the Chipanguza shopping center, Nyatsime in Beatrice. Initial police investigation revealed that on the 24th of May 2022, at 20:30 hours, Moreblessing Ali and her friend Kirina Mairon went to drink beer at Chibanguza's shopping center. Moreblessing Ali was in company of a dog. Around 2100 hours, two women were approached by Moreblessing Ali's former boyfriend, Pius Jamba, who openly told Moreblessing Ali that her dog was irritating him. Moreblessing ignored Pius Jamba and went on to pull. Pius went on to pull a pair of catapult from his trousers pocket and tried to strike the dog, but missed and struck Kirina Mairon. Kirina Mairon ran into the club to seek refuge. Pius Jamba then had a scuffle with Moreblessing Ali and dragged her into darkness. The two disappeared. All this was clearly observed by Kirina Mairon, who later went home in the company of Washington Mtswiri. Right. So this is what is happening. That is what the police are saying, according to their report. So my question is, like, a lot of people have been checking this tweet that has been posted, and what I can tell is there is one thing here that I want to point out. The first one, I want to point out the issue of what Susan Mutami posted. She has been posting a lot of things lately, but also I also want to see how this story is going to pan out. The story is going to pan out in the sense that this guy, whose name is Pius Jamba, might not have been the boyfriend of Moreblessing Ali. So what then happens is that they are trying, if in the event that they are going to find him, it's going to be said, these two, if they raped her, it's going to be then said, these two were people who were in love and they were fighting each other or something like that. It's not going to be then reported, it's not going to be taken as an abduction. It's going to be taken as people who were already in love. You understand? Nyamba, it's an issue of actually someone has been forcefully taken, because it's not adding any, the connection is not there, in the sense that how can someone that is at they're having a beer or binge or something, like a beer binge, and then you have a scuffle, somebody pulls out a catapult, right? And then they are fighting over the fact that this guy is saying that Wangone Mariango or something like that, you were taking my money and everything like that. Why would people allow the same person that has pulled a catapult to take this person away without interference? In any fight, whether you are at a bar or anything, if anyone is fighting someone, right? If anyone is fighting someone at a beer hall or anything in a public place, there is always interveners. There is always someone who come and say, what you're doing is not right. They've tried to stop the fight. But it is very, very much impossible for someone who is being fought to be then taken away by the same person that they are fighting, and the people will just fold their hands and say, we are not involved. Unless otherwise, there is something that we are not being told here. So that brings me to my own analysis that they want to. You remember what happened to the to Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Shimbiri, and all these trio that are being accused of faking an abduction. The issue is that they have to deny everything, but for them to deny this, there is going to be evidence of someone, having sex with this woman. And if that evidence then comes out, they're going to say this just two people were just having, they can call it whatever, statutory rape or something that people that are in having an agreement. So this is what I believe is happening. As I was doing my own investigations, trying to take a look at this issue, the man who is being named is here, this one that is on the screen. That's Pius Jambo. And one of his, you can see his beret that is there. He is wearing a beret. I could not clearly point it out because it's not showing that it is a ZANU-PF member or it has a party logo on it. It doesn't have. But this is the image that we found. But then the man that is alleged to have left with Kiri, who is Washington Mutiri, this is the only Washington Mutiri that I could find. And this one that is in Shemanza area, close to where this thing all happened. So my question is, all this is not adding up. However, as you all know, that when they want to deny everything, they have to find ways, they have to find a loophole to make sure that everyone who is putting them under pressure can then, say, no, this thing is not, like the same way that they are doing to say they are denying that they were not involved. But because probably there was a number of witnesses that saw this, they want to try and say it was like that. And also, what is not also adding up in this sense is that when someone wants to fire a catapult to a, for Nereken, what Nick Mangwana is saying he used a slingshot. Who still uses a slingshot in this day and age? That thing, that slingshot that in the Bible we hear about, which David used in the book of Samuel chapter 6, 1 Samuel chapter 16. But who still uses that? And then we throw it. But who still uses that? That's number one. You cannot point a dog. You cannot hit a dog using that. That's impossible. You can use a catapult, but in most cases, if you want to hit a dog with a catapult, it has to be at a very, very close range. And that's how you hit a dog. If someone grew up in the rural area and wants to use a dog, you can't try to use a catapult on a dog and you are very, very far away. The dog is going to evade you, So this story does not hold much water for me personally. But I don't know what you guys think. For me, I think that it is just a decoy in order to say, when this guy comes out, when this lady finally is revealed whether dead or alive, the issue would then not hold much water, in the sense that these two were in agreement. Especially, probably these guys, they know that this woman is still alive, but she was being brutalized by these people and by this guy, and now they are going just to pin this guy and say he was one who is the mastermind. But in this case, they are going to just say, well, these guys were lovers. What do you think was going to happen? And he's just going to get maybe a lighter sentence and then find a good lawyer and then he's out. So that's how this whole issue is going to disappear. That is my thinking. I don't know what you think, but from what I'm seeing and from the comments that I'm seeing and from my own observation, I truly believe that there is more to this case than what meets the eye. Because if this guy was, if this lady was taken by someone who she was taken at a shopping center, clearly there should have been more than 3 eyewitnesses. Because at a shopping center, it said that there are, if people are drinking beer at a shopping center, you cannot be finding less than 15, 20 people who can witness an argument or a shoving over of people. That is impossible. At a shopping center, whether in a rural area or whatever, if people start to argue, people will start to whip up their phone and they start to say, what is happening? But obviously, probably it's in a rural area. It's not everyone who will be having those phones to whip them out and start to record. But what I can tell you is what they are telling us, it's not true. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. What do you think about this? I personally feel that there is more to this story than what the police are telling us. There is more to this story than what they are, because the statements that are being said here by Triple C and the statements that are being said, excuse me, by the Zimbabwe Republic Police, they are not telling, because this other one is saying that Pius Jumbo was the boyfriend and this one was okay. Let me just read your comments. Are they arrested? That's Stanley some Kange. I know the regime will do nothing about it. We don't know. This Jumbo, they are saying that he's hiding in Rurungwe, so we don't know where he is. But this, according to the information that I was getting from the people that are on the ground and the people that I was trying to communicate with, they are actually saying that the man is hiding in Urungwe after all this. And this Washington Mutswiri is just a name that has been used in order to find a decoy. However, I want to hear from you. The WhatsApp line is there, and you can send me your thoughts on WhatsApp. I would love to hear from you about this war issue. In this war issue. So I'm waiting to hear from you. What do you think about this missing issue? Then the last thing that I wanted to say about Susan Mutami. Susan Mutami said something that was so profound. If you go on a Twitter page, she has been saying some things about this whole issue. She said something about, obviously it's just rumors, but some of the things, if people say things, you remember what Baba Juka used to say. She is saying the person who is responsible is this one. Let me just put it up here on the screen so that you can see. There you gave it. She is saying this is the man who is responsible. Munoziva musi wafasibusiso moyo July moyo and crew send me condolences of messages kutonditi very sorry majata early in the morning vari vachiziva kuti vanga vauraya vachinyepedzera kuzungaira vachipa mwana wangu fake love Isaac Moyo. I have no kind words for you, we want her back please. That's Susan Mutami saying this. This is what she's saying. Can you please return this lady to her family in one piece? She's a mother. I know you people, you don't have a conscience, but think of your children. You have kids yourself, and imagine your wife or kids missing. You made my son an orphan, but don't do this to Moreblessing. So this is what Susan Mutami is saying. And why do we have reason to believe some of her allegations? Number one, she still have links in the army, just like what we have with the likes of Professor Jonathan Moyo, or anyone that is still in, you still have links, because when people do things, there are always sympathizers inside the regime. There are people who are sent to do things, but because they work on the word of command, they cannot say no if they have been sent to do things. But there are people that they can tell that, this is what is happening. And they can have people that they can say, please, can you let this information known? I think you are aware of what happened, what was happening with Apostle Chwenga. You remember Apostle Chwenga, he would receive threats a number of times, but he would also receive tip-offs that don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Why would that happen? It's because there are people there are genuine people that are inside the party, that people that are inside that would know things before when they are commanded. And those people, they can disseminate information to whoever they want to disseminate information to. So that's what I'm trying to say here, that we have a reason to believe what is happening, because what she is saying, because of her allegiance. Remember, she has a daughter, she has a son with the late Major General Sibusiso Moyo, who was the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who died of COVID-19. But according to what people are saying, it is alleged that they were poisoned. It was a smart deal that was done to all those people that died. And you can see the people, it's now 90% of the people who were mastermind of the coup. Parents Shit is gone. Overson Mugwisi is gone. Sibusiso Moyo is gone. Matiza is gone. And a number of generals that also passed away in last year, and even the year before that. So we have every reason to believe some of the things that she might have said. However, you must also understand the fact that the intelligence, they can use information that is not harmful to their reputation in order to make sure that they give you something that you can suck on. But the real truth is like a shining glass that they are giving you, but the real gold is somewhere. So they can give you a decoy, and they use people like that in order to make sure that you chase after that ghost, but there is the real person that is on the sideline that they are trying to hide. So you must also know that. So in some way, we can believe her story, her dossier, we can believe it, but at the same time, we must not neglect that statement. Anyway, there is the greener farmer. We're saying the slingshot they are referring, I think it's a catapult. Yeah, but who still uses a catapult in this day and age? That is the farmer cooked. We also add Moshbanda. Why is ZANU-PF trying to cover up this abduction? They always do. They always do. Then who else is here? Since they are lovers of this Jambo is allowed to kidnap the girlfriend, why is police not arresting them? Yeah, it's trying to water down the power of the case, because really what they are trying to do here is they are trying to make sure that when it comes, because remember, when they release a statement, when there is noise, they would have been told by their intelligence that this is what is happening, this is what happened. It's not like they won't be knowing what is happening. They know what is happening. But in knowing what is happening, they then have to find a way of covering up. It's like you seeing a lawyer when you know that probably you stole maybe 50 million, right? Instead of you denying that you stole 50 million, you contact your lawyer. You tell your lawyer everything. This is what happened. I embezzled funds from this account and I took them there. I took the money from this tender and I put it here. So when the lawyer then now presents your case to the public, when he is being asked, you are asked to keep quiet, and the lawyer then start to present. So this is the same thing. These are amateurs who would have gone and did this thing, obviously out of wanting to be called Vano, or something like that. But now, then the party has to clean up their mess. But how do they clean up that mess? They clean up their mess. They send intelligence what's happening, and then they know, okay, this is what is happening. Okay, how do we cover it up? We can cover it up like this, like this, like this. They try to cover all the holes. What if they ask us this? We're going to tell them this. What if they ask us this? We're going to tell them this. So that is what then happens. So those are the things that would have happened in order to cover up this story. However, I don't expect anything more than that. I expect either my prayer or my desire is that she returns alive and there is no loss of life. That is my prayer, and that is my wish, that it happens that way, that she does not lose life, or she has already lost her life. We don't know. We just pray for the best out of this. If she can live to tell a story, that would be great. But what we don't want is the loss of life, because you must also understand that in spite of all this that is happening, it is also to send a message. You saw what happened when Nelson Chamisa addressed people in Kwekwe. They were casualties. Before the election, they were casualties. But what it then, the precedence that it sets, or the message that it sets to the ordinary citizen, is that don't play around this area. Don't do it. Because when you talk of intimidation, it's when something is bad has happened to someone, it permeates through the community. And in that same community, that's where people then start to say, look, so and so, this and this happened to him. Don't ever try to do A, B, C, D. And that's the message that they'll be trying to say to you, that you don't ever find yourself in such a place, because this might happen to you. And some people can even gloat using that statement, that you know what we did to that person, it might actually happen to you. I remember, was it in 2019 when this guy, the former deputy minister, Terence Mukupe, he was saying something, that there were people who intimidated him and said, you know what we did to Solomon Mujuru? We can do that the same to you. You can disappear. You understand? So using that backdrop, you can then understand why they do these things. It can be a reference point which they can use to intimidate people, to say, don't do this, otherwise we'll come after you. You understand? Let me see. Okay. I think this is the last comment that I have. But anyway, I would love to hear from you. I've been, ranting and ranting, giving my own opinion. What do you think about this whole issue? For me, I think it is a cover up. However, I might stand up to be wrong. Who knows? But from what we are seeing and from what we know, these people deny. I remember having an interview with ZANU-PF spokesperson last year, as I close this, and they denied what happened in Shundura area last in what's his name, the Charumbira area last year, when Chamisa's car was attacked. And the following day, Patrick Shinamasa stood and said that the people who did that, they did it after I had interviewed the ZANU-PF spokesperson, and he said that it's not ZANU-PF who did that, it is Triple C that are staging. So what you can expect is these people, they are going to come and deny in order to cover their tracks. But anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts and your contributions. In the meantime, please subscribe to JCTV Africa. I'll see you on the next episode. It's good night for now, and have a great week ahead of you.